Give me a second.
All right.
Okay, I'm good with info.
All right. Do you guys need a recap, or should we just jump into it?
Um, you can give a recap. That's fine.
All right. A simple recap. Last session, you guys managed to make it back to Riften. However, it is not without a price. Hayen knows about this as his items have been left outside the walls of Riften. And due to keeping a secret from the king, he was branded with a mark on his forehead. Nobody exactly knows what that means. But he has a mark on his forehead now. As you guys are returning home or to the inn, Serena, you've met your dog once again. You've been reunited with Midnight. However, you are not the only one who was reunited with your past. Estel was also reunited with his past. His father figure, the one who adopted him from slavery, Tomiden Blyer. However, as Estel went inside the secret hideout in the well that is protected by magic only with those acceptance from Tomiden Blyer can actually go inside the area. Otherwise, there's a physical illusionary barrier that people usually can't break inside of. However, Hayen saw Esto go inside this well, and you guys don't really know what happens after that, but that's where we're taking off. Hayen, you're still around here, just spying earlier on your brother that somehow disappeared into the well. What do you do?
I'm gonna go over to the well and, out of curiosity, and see if I can see something. Because at this point, I don't know it's magic or anything. So
Mm-hmm. You head over to the well. Roll me a perception. With a 12 on perception, you see that the walls of the well surrounding it are relatively clean. You presume that the villagers keep this clean so that the water that they get from it is clean as well. However, you keep looking deeper. It seems like the water from the well is so deep that you can probably swim down there. And you did see Estel swim down there. He went down this exact well.
Thank you.
do I have a fish form that I'm able to use?
Right now, you are basically naked with only someone else's shirt on your
Yeah, but
private
I'm saying,
parts.
like, can I transform into a fish? Is that I don't have that.
Let me see your abilities. Features Druid Circle. You can actually transform into a swimming creature at level 4, which you are. You're level 5 right now.
Okay, I'll transform into
Then
what?
you absolutely can. Yeah.
I'll transform into a fish, and I'll jump in and swim down. Jump in to swim around, see if I can see anything.
Alright, you transform into a fish and you swim around. As you swim around, you just see this open area with your 12 of perception. However, there's nothing really out of the ordinary. This worries you because it seems like your brother has just disappeared into thin air.
I don't know. I guess if I don't see anything, I just come back out and go back to my human form, and just
Hmm.
as and
You
confused. And
climb out the well, and then as you climb out, you look around just to make sure nobody will see you naked. This time, you actually manage to take off your clothes. You get out of the well. You put on the random skirt that the king gave you. What do you do now?
uh, I'll go back to the inn. Right here, just sort of confused and just thinking about where he could have gone.
How about you, Serena? Where are you right now? Are you in the inn? Uh, Jordan, hello.
Oh,
Right now, you
hello?
are in
Hello?
the inn with Shadow. Not Shadow, with Midnight. Sorry, that is not Estel's horse. What do you do with him? What are you doing at the inn?
Um, I guess I'm walking in, just, checking the place out, making seeing who's here and
Right
whatnot.
now, you are sitting at the outer tables at the inn. You have what seems to be milk plus coffee on your hand.
Besides drinking both the milk and the coffee, tell the midnight what happened and everything that went on while we was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just feel a wave of grief and what's the word? Not dang, what's the word? Guilt. There it goes. Guilt about the folks that we lost. And I'm telling Midnight I think I should talk to the people of the town, of the men, of the families of the men that we lost.
Mm-hmm. And then through the window, because you have a window next to you over here, he can see you actually mumbling to yourself. And then he says, "That's an honorable cause. Mind if I join you, adventurer?"
Sure, sure, I don't mind.
And then you hear some sandals walking around, and then you see this guy emerge from the door. He's wearing a black robe with armored shoulders, similar to Yasuo, but his is not wind like, it's just normal shoulder guards. He
Okay.
has two swords on his side and then two on his back, and then a straw hat. He approaches you, and you get this sense, this feeling that he walks with reason and honor. He looks down at the chair and says, "May I?"
Sure, go ahead.
He sits down onto the chair, and then he asks you, "Might not be my business, but as a samurai, I am driven by honor and my code to ask what's going on. Is is everything all right?"
Hmm. Define all right, honestly. It's just been a long 2 or 3 days, however long we were gone, and just a lot weighing on my heart. That's all.
Gone? You've been outside?
Yeah. Well, we had. I was part of a team, some type of scavenging team, and we was outside doing stuff.
Ah, you're one of the scavengers that the king has recruited.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't hear you've
returned. I'm a part of the assault team. We were not informed that. Oh, sorry, assault team from the north section sector. We were not informed that any of the scavengers have returned, for none from the northern sector have returned.
Well, we barely got back ourselves. We the backup team had to come find us because we was kind of stuck. So and then we eventually made our way back here, but barely.
Hmm.
We just got in last night
Is that what's
or
bothering you?
this morning, however. Yes, and the stuff that went on while we were out. Just I think
I
there's might be something I
presume
should
your comrades had fallen in battle.
do.
Is this correct?
No, my friends are fine. It's just the men who they lent us, basically, they didn't make it. And I think I should tell the families of those men because I don't want them hearing from somebody else about what might have
Mhm.
happened.
Understood. I just want to tell you that those people, those men, us, signed up for that exact purpose to try and save the people. However, sadly, some of us fall in battle, some of us live.
And then, as he says that, he looks down onto his blade and says,
Sometimes those who are unworthy are those who lives.
he looks at you with power in his eyes, as well as deep loneliness, as well as regret.
As long as you don't forget your honor and who you are as a person and those you've helped, not only those you've failed, you will rise.
And with that, he offers to stand up. He bows, and then he walks away. What's your take on that, Serena?
Well, midnight. That was weird, wasn't it? But he might have a point there. But still, I still need to say something to him, just in case. I don't know. It's a
This
lot
is
to think about.
when this is when Hayen starts walking up from the distance. You don't exactly see him because you're looking to your to in front of you. Hayen walks up behind you from this area. Hayen, what do you do?
I I very much avoid Serena because she still looks like a demon.
This is not a real figure, by the way. It's just so he can see what's happening.
Okay. But yeah, I avoid Serena because she still looks like a demon, and I walk sort of this way near this guy.
Move your character.
It's paused,
Oh, there you go.
so I walk very much around her, just trying to avoid. Well,
Serena, roll me a perception check. With a 21 perception, even your sadness could not dull your senses. You see, as this man you clearly know as Hayan avoids you. How do you feel about that, Serena?
I look up from my coffee and milk. Um, I look at Hyan as I see him, and then I just kind of go back to where I was thinking, because clearly he's not gonna understand me anyway. So I was just
Mhm.
ignore him as it is.
All right, you, Hyan, pass through this wizard that you recognize that helped you guys get back inside the wall. The wizard that was with you guys fighting, the one that cast the invisibility spell. He's over here drinking some wine.
Uh, I approach him, and I sort of just like lean over to him and say, "You guys don't see Serena? You guys don't see that at all? Her face is like,
I, I, I see Serena properly. It's quite rude for me to say that I don't see her, but
but like, does she
I
have?
do see her.
Does her face look like it's possessed? And is she speaking gobbled? No, was it? Am I going crazy here?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Nice.
Hmm.
I, um, I'm sorry, young one. I don't seem to have the information you're looking for. If it is true that your friend over there is shows a vision or an image of a demon, though unlikely, I recommend you find an enchanter. An enchanter usually handles souls. They are able to feel these things as they are mediums, not only for souls, but for the afterlife. If it is true what you say, then maybe you should ask for help.
Where can I find one?
Here in Riften, there is uh, an enchanter. He's returned from his adventures. His name's Etheth.
Uh,
Etheth Vash. He's he's not exactly to be found in a particular store, but you'll be able to find him, I'm sure. A person of your capabilities, you'll be able to find him.
uh,
Usually wears around crystals and gems over him.
okay, thank you.
You're very welcome, young man. Might I suggest that you possibly get yourself a drink?
And then he points to you being heavily wounded, probably at around 40% HP. He looks onto you and says,
Um, Maybe get a drink, eat some food. You look like you need it, my friend.
Okay, now I'll just like sit here and table by myself.
all right. And then as you guys are doing that, some of the orcs open this door and they start to leave, start walking out. They're laughing, beers in their hands. And then Serena, roll me your perception check. With a 25 of perception, you hear as they talk about their leader being so funny in the bar. And with that, you realize that their leader is actually the guy that has told you to remember to rage, to let it out. You don't exactly know his name, but there's no way you don't know him. What do you do, Serena?
I look up from my sadness and I ask them. They're like, I don't know if they can hear me, but I ask them where their leader is.
He looks at you and says,
Oh, leader inside. Sorry, drunk. Can't talk proper.
Go back to what you were doing.
and then they start hobbling their way out of the inn. What do you do now?
Do I remember that what we came here for in the first place?
Well, you do remember that you went here to Riften to
Like
try
for an
and talk.
enchanter? I'm not sure.
Yeah, to try and talk to the enchanter. However, it seems like there are bigger things afoot now. So what do you do?
Yes, I'll go find that leader real quick and then head on to the enchanter wherever that man or woman may be.
I recommend short resting a night first before going out, but go on.
Yeah, yes, I can take a short rest. That ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
All right. Where do you go now? What do you do?
All right,
Move your
midnight. It's
character.
midnight. It's been a long night. We should probably just go to bed, buddy.
As the mage overhears that, this guy over here, he says,
Would you would you fancy me looking after your dog? I mean, our adventures have been quite eventful. I'm a lonely old man, and if you would allow me this chance to spend the night with your dog so that it's not lonely, and neither am I, may I spend the night with him out here?
So I don't see nothing wrong with that. But
Wonderful.
just forewarning, if midnight comes up missing or hurt, I'm coming for you. Okay? Okay.
No need to worry, milady. We've be only a few feet from you down here as you're sleeping upstairs.
Midnight, you go ahead and go with the nice old man.
and then Midnight rolls an insight. He rolls in at 18. He sees that the man means well, and Midnight runs over to him, licks his hand, looks towards you, sits on the ground, and says,
Good boy. All right. Good night, boy. I don't know where I'm going.
this is the entrance to the inn over here. As you enter inside, once again, you
Midnight doesn't have a
see
tail.
the guy you were talking to. You see the server of whatever's there, and a familiar face, Serena.
Why do I do this?
Ah, it's you.
see you.
Glad seeing you here. You're one to drink a lot, aren't you?
Not really, but I might need it now. I don't know.
Last I met you here, you were drinking with your friends as well as the bard. Elven woman is playing music.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got a knack of catching me while I'm getting myself drunk, don't you?
Possibly.
Might I offer you a drink?
Sure. Why not?
Here! A drink!
Oh, okay.
My
all right,
friends!
Okay.
This
all right.
woman is one of the legendary scavenger fleet. They're the
Legendary.
ones to bring us all the food, the drinks, so we don't go hungry. And they've returned. However, the king wanted to keep us that a secret. But for us, we know that they returned. They fought over hundreds and hundreds of vampires and werewolves. And they were able to return. So this drink is for them!
And then he hands you over a drink, and then he starts gulping down the ale for himself.
I was just gonna chug it before he can finish his.
You start chugging it. Before he finishes his sentence, he sees you, and then he
Says, I'm not gonna lose to that.
You really?
and then he starts chugging everything.
You really think you gonna outdrink me? Think again.
All right, you guys start trying to outdrink each other. Everybody having fun. All of the orcs around you laughing. Some of them, including your friend over here, are wounded from battle. However, they seem to not care. They'd rather have fun. Hayen, from that point of view, from where you are right now, the door is open, or you've opened the door, as you're sitting on this chair, kind of peeking in. What are you doing?
I'm just sitting there. I'm gonna eat some of my mammoth jerky. Maybe heal up a bit.
That is an empty table, or are you? You don't have your inventory with you?
Oh, yeah, I
It is
don't.
outside
Yeah.
the wall.
Forgot about that. I don't know. I'm just tired, so I guess I'm just gonna go find some place to sleep.
You still have your room. It is upstairs, so if you want, you can head over here towards the stairs, and you can head over to your room.
Okay, I'll.
You guys were sharing the same room over the ocean. However, since that is unstable right now, they have allowed everybody to stay in the different parts of the inn to reimburse what they've lost. So I would recommend you talking to the innkeep to see where your room is.
Is
Your-
in keeps there?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Excuse me, ma'am. I had a room over by the ocean.
Ma'am. Huh?
That looks like a female, okay?
Oh, ma'am. What? Me having a long hair means I'm a ma'am?
I'm sorry, sir.
I say you be.
Yeah, I had a room over the ocean over there, but since it's unstable now, I know I've got another room. Where do I go for that?
Sorry, that was a joke. We've been playing magic and illusions with our friends along with the orcs over there. So sorry if my voice pooped you up a bit. However, I I can take care of your concerns for you. Yes, the back the back villas, the back rooms right now are unstable due to the earthquake. You can stay on room 3. Here's your room. We've moved some of the food that you've had from the other house to over there.
Oh,
And
okay.
then she gives you a soft smile.
Thank you. And then I just go to my room and
No
sleep.
worries.
All right. You just
That
walk.
silence.
What?
Hmm?
All right. You just walk through everyone with just you trying to hold your skirt together with your hand. The orc sees this and says,
Uh, that's your friend, right, girl? Why is he walking around half naked?
Well, he turned into a cat and he left his stuff outside. So now
He
he doesn't.
turned into what? A cat?
He's. I guess you want to call it whatever. I can't remember. Druid. One of them druids.
Ah, those type of people. Then sorry, I've must had a bit too much to drink. But those people don't usually exist in our part of the world. So
Yeah,
forgive me if I was a bit taken aback by what he was.
it's fine. And technically, I don't really think we're friends anyway. But at least not anymore. At least I don't know. He's really weird
Hmm,
lately.
what
I
has
don't know.
happened?
He's been well. While we were out, we found this big, I guess, field that was like really with dense fog, and we went to go check out the place. The three of us split up. I went through the middle, and the other two went to the sides. And when I was coming back, he started acting all strange, and he acted like he can't understand me, like I'm talking
Hmm,
gibberish or something.
are you sure he's acting strange, or is he actually experiencing something strange? Forgive me, I know it's not my place.
No, no, no,
Just
no,
friendly advice.
no, no. You're fine. He might be. I honestly don't know. But when I went through the middle the first time, I heard some type of click and some stones moving. And then when I came back, he started being weird and acting like, well, not really acting, but he couldn't understand me.
So there's a possibility that something might have happened.
I thought so, but I don't know anymore. I'm just honestly really lost, honestly.
Give it some time. Maybe it's just him being tired of the combat we faced outside.
But, no, there was some weird stuff we went through before we even got to that big area with the fog. Um, a lot of things happened right before that. I don't know.
he looks at you in the eyes. Even as he drunkenly gazes at you, you know he means well. He puts his hand on your shoulder, opposite to where his hand is coming from, and he says,
A lot of things are hard. Sometimes we fight things are not usually able to fight as warriors. But I believe that since you survived, I believe you've done
maybe.
the right thing. Whatever happened out there, I believe you've done the right thing. I don't exactly know you, but you just give off this feeling that you were raised with love and compassion, you know? And I believe you also radiate the same love and compassion to your comrades. So I believe whatever might have happened, I believe you guys can handle it.
As he stammers amongst these words. Hayen, this is when you manage to get up the the stairs. What do you do?
Uh, I guess I'm gonna just head towards my room.
Mhm. Move your character. As you enter over there, you see a narrow hallway over here, and and a slightly wider hallway, and then two doors here, four doors over here. What do you do?
I don't actually remember what room is mine, so I guess I gotta do a history check.
It is room 3.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's this way.
On this door, with your passive perception, you see it with the number 2, 1, and then 3 over here. All right.
Okay,
Are
I
you
guess I
gonna
just-
short rest?
Yeah.
Roll me your short rest die. Just click short rest at the top of your character sheet.
I am. It's not going. Oh, I think it just
click
went.
the hit dice.
Yeah. Well, I think it just went several
there you go.
times.
Oh, let me just deduct 2. Yeah, it doesn't actually notify you.
Okay. Yeah.
It's- There you go. I canceled the last 2 rolls.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
Serena. It's been like a few minutes of you trying to outdrink this particular person you don't exactly know yet. When he
Says, I, I, I surrender. You win. You drink like a madman. Ugh.
Well, my my dad used to drink a lot, so I'm pretty, or at least I used to see him a lot. So,
Your dad must have been a mighty warrior, huh?
you have no idea.
I believe he was a mighty warrior, just from how you are. However, milady,
as he drunkenly tries to ask for your hand. Do you put your
Yes.
hand on his hand?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alright, you put your hand on his hand. He's
says, I shall ask that I
There you go.
bid farewell. Seems I need to rest. Whew.
Which I was about to do.
However, will not leave before My name is Stiffer Ubender. Stiffer Ubender. It's a pleasure to meet you, milady.
And as he
Gotcha.
tries to stand, his friends try to catch him before he falls over. They all look at you and they slightly bow their heads as they're trying to carry him up. What do you do before they leave?
Just gonna say that I, you, later, and stumble to the counter to ask the lady where my room is.
Hi. How may I help you?
I had a room near on the sea, and I need to find it.
Oh, wonderful. We've actually moved your rooms from the sea to on the second floor of the inn because of the instability of the structure, and we aren't able to guarantee the safety for everybody.
Oh,
So we've moved the rooms here. Is that acceptable?
okay, okay.
Here's your key, ma'am. It is room 4.
Four. Yay! I'm gonna make my way. Where's the stair?
Um, over here to. If you look behind you to the right, you should see your stairs. The stairs.
Yeah, and have a wonderful night.
Have a wonderful night to you too.
Want to stumble my way. Oh, by the way, you're kind of cute. Bye.
You're cute too.
I think that's a plan. Okay.
Alright. You
Can I-
also head over to the second part of the inn. Down there. What do you do, Serena?
Guide myself on the wall towards my room, wherever it may be.
Roll
Gotta
me a
grab-
perception check. With an 8 on perception, as you have drunkenly as you drunkenly made your way here, the numbers on the wall start to blur a bit. You're not exactly sure which room is yours. What do you do?
Just gonna walk forward and just. Oh, they're all blurring. I don't know which one is mine. Okay, I'm just gonna try a room and hopefully it's the right one. I'm gonna try my key. This one.
Nope, your key does not open that room.
This one.
Roll me a sleight of hand check from your drunkenness. It does not open that room, or rather, your key fell onto the ground before you could open the room.
Try again. Try this one
Alright.
now.
You try this one?
Yeah.
Nope, does not work.
Okay, alright. Last one. This one's got to be it.
Nope, also doesn't work.
Okay, gotta try this one again. Yeah, I'm gonna find it eventually.
Also does not work.
Okay, you know what? Gotta be around here somewhere. Try this one.
And it opens.
God. I'm gonna close the door. Oh.
All right, just click short rest once for your character as you are taking a relatively short rest. All right, Estel, this is your first night wherever you are right now. This is immediately after you have fed on Camille Liana, and then she blasts you away with magic as you hit the wall. However, you being able to drink blood allows you to regain your excuse me, oh gosh, regain your consciousness, or at least you get a hold of yourself. What do you do, Estel? I'll put the other characters here just so they can see. Estel! Oh no, did his internet crash on his moment? Oh, I think it did.
It might have.
Yeah, we
With
can wait for him. Estel, oh, I heard your mic, Nopus. Are you here? Nice, sir. One day Estel is gonna get a better internet. Nopus, I can hear you again, buddy.
Hello?
Hey, you're alive. Can you hear? No worries. Take as much time as you
That
need.
he said his computer's dying. Give him 1 second. Oh wait, you can read that.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Don't worry. You guys are sleeping comfortably in your rooms. And Estel is over here just slipping on a rag on the floor.
Oh,
Alright, Hyan, I'm just gonna increase your spell slots. You still have. Oh, you've already refreshed your spell slots. You have used up all your second level spell slots already. And then. Oh, wait. Actually, no, you haven't. I was thinking about Serena. There you go. You're good, you're good. While we're waiting for Inopus. Inopus!
um,
Yo.
hello.
Hey, you're back!
Okay.
Alright. Are you ready or are you still loading?
My screen is black.
Maybe refresh the page. Meanwhile,
Refreshing.
no worries. My dog is just playing with her stuffed toy.
Okay, I see.
Alright. And as you are here, Esto, this takes place immediately after you've started sucking the blood of Camiliana over here. As you struggle to stop yourself from draining her of all her blood, she uses her magic and then she blasts you to this wall over here. You take a bit of damage But as the blood enters your system and it gives you peace as well as clarity, as well as the pleasure like you've never felt before, it is the best thing in the world. But since you have been able to, well, sate your hunger for now, they're just there so they can see what's going on. What do you do?
I wanna look around.
You're in a tiny 10-foot by 10-foot room. There's some hay onto the side where you can lay down a bucket where you can pee and poo. However, other than the blood over here that dripped on the floor as you tried to devour all of her blood, there's nothing else.
Okay.
What do you do?
Not really sure what to do right now.
Do you like my blood?
Most delicious thing I've ever tasted.
You flatter me. Well, I'll be heading off now. I hope you're satisfied with the decision that you've made. I'll be seeing you around, Nestle. And as the blood, whoops,
And as the blood courses through your veins, through your entire body, reviving, not reviving, most likely sending chills down your most undead body. Emotions start to flood over you, and you feel an immense pain on your head, and you start screaming. What do you do?
Let me out.
What is it now, brother?
I want to be free.
You cannot be free yet. Trust us, it is for your own good. And then he takes a piece of just little human blood, and then he places it along the grates or along the bars of your cell, and you start going crazy. You start biting the metal to try and get over to the blood. After a few seconds of that, you get a hold of yourself, still with a heavy urge to start biting the cell to try and get the blood. And then your brother says, "Do you see what we mean now, brother? It is not safe for you to be out here for yourself and for those you hold dear.
How
How's
long
your
will
head?
this last?
Depends on you. Mine lasted for a few days, Ayana a few weeks. Father lasted only 2 hours. However, you, You have a different matter to attend to. Father will come by shortly. He will talk to you. Now, for now, how do you feel? Any new memories that you might have unlocked?
Do I remember anything?
You remember the journal I sent you? Oh, yeah, actually, no.
Uh,
You remember? No. You remember that as a kid, when you escaped, it never actually sat well with you how a 10-year-old kid could go from Skyrim to Cyrodiil. It just didn't sit well with you. But now that you've regained some of your memories, as your vampirism progresses, you regain more. But right now, you've regained the memories of your childhood. Your father, he was there. He looked a lot older than he does now, but he was there. He was the one that brought you to an elven village. And then he was the one that would visit you whenever you play by yourself in the forest. He would visit you, ask how you're doing. However, every single time, he would erase your memory. The memory of him having bloodstains on his hands and his mouth, with him having red glowing eyes that are like of a demon. Every time he would come and visit you, you would get scared, extremely scared. However, in order to calm you down, he would need to charm you, tell you to not be afraid. Only then you would realize that it is him. Every so often, he would visit you with the same exact setup. You would see him, you would scream and yell, try to run. He would charm you to calm you down. He would ask how you are, spend a few hours with you, and then make you forget that exact memory. Your father apparently has never left you, throughout your childhood at least. He's always there, making sure you are well. However, right now, that's that's all you actually remember.
okay, I'm gonna ask him. How many times? How many times have you guys charmed me?
Yeah, me, you, none. Ayana, she was, you know this. She was never the one to follow rules. That one. So I don't know. Father, as you can realize, did it to save you. It would not be wise to bring such a traumatic experience to a kid seeing his father with a demonic stare and blood on his face, is it not? Tis for him the right decision to do for you to live a normal life, the life that he wanted so badly for you. However, you come and throw it away. Now that you're here, to answer your question, father, probably a lot of times. Me, I've never forgiven you for leaving us. I have nothing to do with you, brother. Ayana, however, she would always cry and scream, yell, "Where's Estel?" She says, believing in the good that your heart has. However, brother, as you can see now, we were not turned into vampires until a few months ago, a few years ago, in fact. We've reached our adulthood. The experiences that we've felt, brother, are straight from hell. The experiences that you've let us suffer alone as you ran with your cowardly ways, leaving us, leaving Iana, leaving me to suffer the consequences of you leaving. I hope you've had a good life, brother, for I've still not forgiven you for leaving us. And he starts walking away. And this is when you just stay here. Would there be anything you would be trying to do? Are you gonna take your rest and sleep?
Yeah, I guess.
You lay down onto the bed. And as you're laying down onto the bed, as your brother was talking about a girl named Ayana, you know that she's your sister. You know it. You you know it. You know it? You start to question yourself. And you think more and more about it. At first, you were sure that she was your sister. But now, as you think more and more about it, do, do you know it? Do you know her? Do you know that name? Starts to sink in your mind. However, your brother must not be lying to you, right? Would he lie to you? Did you have a sister? And this is when you rest, Estel. Roll me a short rest. Just click your hit dice, one, and then type one on how many dice to roll. All right. With that, we go back to your friends. However, you wake up in the middle of the night, Serena, in cold, cold, cold sweat. It feels as if your room was is being watched. You feel as if you're being frozen, but at the same time you're sweating. You feel this unending dread onto your being, seeping into your soul. What do you do?
Sit up, shivering, I guess, since it's really cold, and I just get up and try to look around to see if there's something off in the room or something.
You look around, and then your light was suddenly it's now off. The candle that was on the table. And you still feel lightheaded and scared. What do you do?
Getting scared. Things are turning off, and I'm scared. What is going on? I'm gonna see if I can turn back on the candle. I don't know where the candle was.
Roll me a perception check. As you glance around, panicking, looking left and right, you don't exactly have an idea where anything is, but you start tapping onto the ground. And then you get a hold of your candle.
Sure. I'm gonna see if I can uh turn it on or spark it with uh light it or what have you.
Hmm.
One thing I think I'll try
And
to
then
see if I can. Oh, continue.
as you're trying to light up the the candle or whatever it's called in medieval times, as you're trying to light up the candle, what are you using to light it up?
I guess I'll use one of my arrows to somehow make a little spark. Or actually, can I use like my fist since it makes sparks? I'm not sure if that makes flames or not.
Mm, yeah, you can try.
I'm gonna try to use my flaming sparks of fist. Um, use that to see if I can make the candle come on.
So you try to punch the candle as you're holding it.
Well, as like, dang it, like over the part where you lit it, like over it, so I can like put enough like air where it lights it.
Mm. You try punching. Roll me a sleight of hand check just to see. Hmm. As you try and gather enough force using whatever rage and stuff you've had amongst you or inside you, you start punching the top of the candle. And sure enough, it starts sparking. However, it's not enough to light up the entire candle. Do you want to keep trying?
Yeah. No, actually no, because then I might burn down this turn, and I'm good. I'm just gonna just let it stay in darkness. Maybe get some water splashed on my face if this is water. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going crazy.
All right. You head over to the bathtub. You can see a bit of lights from the moonlight seeping through the window. Not the window, the door. Underneath the door, you see some a bit of moonlight. So you can kinda, if you focus hard enough, you can kinda tell where you are, what's around you. So you head over to the bathtub, and then you start splashing water onto your face in an attempt to try and calm yourself down. But even then, you feel a deep sense of dread around you. What do you do?
Maybe maybe Hayen wasn't going crazy or something, cause I don't feel good. This this is not feel good around here. Okay.
And then What do you do now that you've came to that conclusion?
You know what? If you want me, come and try and get it. Since you want me so badly, try to come and get it. Whoever it is, or
You start
whatever. Or
screaming and yelling as to try and taunt whatever is trying to come your way. And that is when you start to hear demonic whispers around you. You start to fear once more. And then as you're looking towards your bed, you feel a deep sense of cold down your neck behind you. And as you're looking towards your bed, you feel breath down your neck. What do you do?
I'm going to jump back and just draw my bow at whatever was just breathe down my neck.
You jump back and you draw your bow, but as you reach back to grab your bow, th- there's nothing there. And then you look in front of you. There's nothing there as well. And then your hands, you see your hands from that you dipped into the bathtub that you assumed is water. From what you can see now, it's blood.
Did wait a okay. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. Breathe. Breathe. You got this. Everything's gonna be all right. You got
Zeus Carapustrabas.
what 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 the hell was that?
Then you heard that voice from behind you once again. But this time you're kind of paralyzed and not able to look back over your bed because you're looking towards the door now.
Okay.
You're not able to look back with the fear of what's behind you. What do you do?
Okay. Can I like get as use as much magic as I can to force myself to turn around and punch whatever is behind me with all of my might and anger at this moment?
All right. Roll me a constitution check with advantage because you are going to use your magic. With a 21 roll, you jump and look behind you, and that's where you see this thing.
God.
It's just standing there with its head to the side completely on a 90-degree angle. And then you start hearing Straka Kushtambarutu Sirinado Mamataika Mamataika Mamataika. What do you do? This thing is slowly inching towards you.
It's
It's right
slowly
here.
in. I'm going to slowly back up,
Then here.
and as soon as it gets close enough, I'm going to open the door and run. I'm not playing these games. I'm
All
not
right.
fighting this thing.
Try to open the door.
It's not. Okay. Okay.
It's locked.
Oh God. Okay. I guess we
And
gonna have to
then
fight this.
you turn back once again to him. And this is when you hear him in front of your face. You can almost feel some of the hairs of his face onto your nose. And he says, Ustamarosto
Okay.
And then he tries to take a bite out of your face, and that is when you wake up from your nightmare.
Ah, ah, ah. What?
What do you do, Serena?
I wake up and I do a small scream and just start panting like, what the hell was that? Yeah.
Roll me a performance check to see how loud you scream.
Okay.
Not that loud, but it reverberates around the entire area. You hear some of the other people staying in the other room start to tap on the door like, "Oi! You're trying to sleep here!"
Sorry. Sorry.
What do you do, Serena?
I'm gonna get up and um. Okay. Okay. Breathe. Breathe. It was just a nightmare. I think. Okay. That felt way too real. Way too close for comfort. Maybe Hajen wasn't going crazy after all.
And as you stand up from your bed, roll me a perception check.
God dang it.
Even with that, you miss some details that I was supposed to tell you. But even with that, Serena, you notice some water droplets over here. And then a dropped candle on the ground over here.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up the candle.
As you
Wait.
pick up the candle,
Uh,
hmm?
Oh, I was just saying something. Continue. Go ahead. Go ahead.
As you pick up the candle, as you feel the candle in your hand, memories from the dream starts rushing in. This is exactly how you felt in the dream when you held the candle. And then you look behind you over here where the
Mm-hmm.
water is.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that's when you looked at your hand and it was blood and it was dripping onto the floor. However, right now it's just normal water. You look at the door, and then once again, on the doorknob, it's wet as if you've held the door and tried to escape.
Me. Was that nightmare actually not a nightmare? Did that actually happen? Oh God. I don't like that. Okay. 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 Something's off here, and I don't like it. The only person that I know who could probably help me, or at least understand what just happened, is Hyan, but he probably won't understand me. Is there some paper and quill around here?
There's some paper on the ground over here, yes.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to pick up the paper and write a note to Hyan. That way I don't have to speak it to him.
Mm-hmm.
That way
Right,
he can
you write
understand
it
me.
on a piece of paper.
Say that again?
You write it on a piece of paper.
Oh, okay. Alright. Let's go find him.
As you open the door,
God, please don't
a
let me die.
a sense of relief comes over you as you hear the bards downstairs still playing their songs.
Hyan! Dang it, I forgot. It doesn't understand me. Knock, knock, knock!
Ian, roll me a They open and you see this old lady say, uh, "Hello."
Oh, sorry. Wrong room. Sorry. Oops. Hello?
Hagen, you hear a knock on your door.
Huh?
You
Oh,
get
open.
waken up.
What? Okay. Go over there and open it.
And you open it. Roll me an intimidation check at advantage, Serena. And remember, this is like 3 in the morning. Hayen, with a 21 on intimidation check, as you open the door, you see Serena or you see the face of a demon as you open the door. What do you do?
I jump back to the other side of the room.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, what are you doing here?
I'll walk in and close the door behind me.
Stay back. I know you're probably just Serena and you're not trying to hurt me, but you really look like a demon a whole lot right now.
I'm gonna walk over here and place the paper down and walk back to the door. And point. I'm gonna point at the door, at the not the door, but the paper, so he can understand that I'm look at the paper.
Okay. I guess I'll climb all over the bed to avoid her. And I'll go over here and I write down who are you? I'll write down just who are you. And then I
You read what you wrote first.
what is it?
There's something written on the paper, Hayen.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess I'll try to read it.
Serena, what did you write on the paper?
You said what did I write on the paper?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure because they keep cutting out. That's why I was asking.
Yes, that's what he
Yeah, what
said.
did you write on the paper?
Oh, I wrote on the paper I wrote, I think there's a demon somewhere near me or with me, and you might not be crazy after all.
I can read her handwriting. It's not all demonic or anything.
It's not demonic.
Okay. I turn to her and I tell her, yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy. You guys just kept insisting that I was. Then I hand her the piece of paper so we can continue communicating as need be.
Now you can talk as normal, but in the story it's happening as you're passing piece of paper onto each other. But right now you can role play talk.
I was talking to the one mage downstairs earlier, the one that was with the rescue party for us, and he said that there was a wizard that he brought up when I told him about what I saw you at, what I was seeing you as, and he brought up a wizard, or an enchanter, I mean, called Ethel. What? How was it said? How was it pronounced?
How is what pronounced? The NPC?
The enchanter.
Etheth.
Etheth. Okay. Yeah, an enchanter named Etheth, and I don't know who they are or what they look like, but he said that they would be able to help if anyone could in Riften.
Okay. Well, we came here to find an enchanter anyway, so that would be great because it seemed like a nightmare that I just had with a demon, and it almost killed me. It almost bit my face, and I woke up right beforehand. It's probably why you heard me scream or heard us scream. and I thought it was a nightmare, but
Roll
there was
me
a
a perception check, Hyan. Ooh. With a 4, you don't realize anything else other than that her face as a demon does have a bite mark to the right. So the demon face that you were seeing, it's kinda has like a giant bleeding bite mark onto the right side of the face.
Uh, we should probably get that checked out. Uh, before we go to
yeah.
the Chanto.
But Serena, you don't actually have any wounds on you. It's just Hyan that sees this wound on your face.
Okay, so I don't see it, but he does. All right, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't feel it either. It's a spiritual wound technically.
Gotcha. So it's on the inside. The inside.
Yeah.
Cool.
So keep role playing as what you guys are talking about to each other.
Okay. We need to find the enchanter. So whatever this thing is, it's got to go. I don't like it. It's got to go. I don't feel comfortable. I can't go back to sleep. Not again. That was too close of a call.
Yeah, it's you really freak me out every time I see you. Um, just from
Yeah,
that.
and I understand why now, because I about peed myself during that whole nightmare or real nightmare. I don't know, whatever it was. I almost peed myself, and things were out of place that were there in the dream, but then it turned out to be actually real. I don't know. It's confusing, but we need to find the enchanter. But
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We need to do that as soon as it becomes morning.
so in the morning we'll head out to find the enchanter, but you can go back to sleep. Sorry to disturb you.
Okay. Uh, if you have any issues, just don't hesitate to knock.
I write okay on the paper and walk out. Well, that went well, better than I thought. Well, definitely not going back to sleep, so I guess I'll just head downstairs, I guess.
As you head downstairs, you still see this girl and you still see this guy just cleaning his swords.
Hmm? Can't sleep, can't we?
Um, I guess you can put it that way, if you want to put it that way. Sure. Do you mind if I sit with you?
Go ahead.
Oh, I have a
I
question for you.
feel. What is it?
Um, I don't know anything about spirits, perhaps? Spirits, demons, anything like that?
I was afraid you'd ask that. I
Why?
sense a disturbance within you. So I approached you in the first place. Thought you were aware of it.
No. Well, now I am. I just had some type of nightmare. That's the only reason I'm up. But it might not have been a nightmare. It might have been actually real, but it felt like a nightmare. I don't know. I'm just really, really awake now. It was kind of a close call.
You've had a dream that, well, a nightmare, so to say. And then
Sort of.
you've seen parts of that nightmare in life,
It's
correct?
where things that happen in the dream are where things shouldn't have been when I woke up. And it made me think that it wasn't actually a nightmare in the first place.
There are these things, these demons. We call them as Rakshas. Those
What
demons feast on the people that have regret, doubt, sorrow. That's why I asked if you've recently lost your comrades.
no, but why you're
This is
why
when you realize that you did lose a comrade
the
a
thing.
week and 4 days ago.
Yeah, I was about to yeah,
You've lost the love of your life.
I was about to say he's a little more than a comrade, but um I may it wasn't really more of a comrade, it was someone I cared for a lot and I had to leave him behind, otherwise we would all die. And I don't think I've gotten over that yet. I guess just it hurts.
No matter the cause, these Rakshas, they they're a type of demons that hunt people with guilt and dread. These demons latch onto those people and start to break them down, feasting on their life force of the souls. You may not feel attacked, but I guarantee you, whatever damage the demon did to you as you were asleep, he was able to do to your soul.
That is not refreshing. My friend, he noticed that something was off, that he couldn't understand me, and I was speaking gibberish. And we all thought he was just tired or crazy from what we had just went through right beforehand. But now that this just happened, I now believe him, and it might have been
Is
too
your
late.
friend a druid, perhaps?
He is actually. Why does that matter?
Druids become animals not because of magic.
Mhm.
It's because of their souls. Their soul is like a wild card. Can be shaped and changed into different types of forms. And they use magic to transform their body into whatever their soul is. Tis why people that have the ability to speak to animals are able to speak to those that are druids as animals. And because it is a spiritual magic, that means your friend is connected deeper in the spirit realm compared to you, meaning he can sense stuff that you couldn't, or can see these stuff. However, that's just my assumption. I could always be wrong.
Mm, doesn't seem wrong to me. It's only an explanation because even my other friend, he didn't notice anything either. So it has to be that. The only explanation.
Tell me, what did this demon look like?
Um, I don't. I guess I explained it to him because I don't know how to explain that.
Hmm. That does sound like Harash's
Yep, and then
here.
yeah, and right before I woke up, it got real close, and I think it bit my face or was about to. I don't know. I woke up
Bit
right
your
then there.
face.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It bit your face. I can see.
Yeah, yeah, and my friend, the druid, he actually did say something that an enchanter could probably help us get rid of it. Or get the. He said I had some type of. I don't know if we talked about that. I had some type of scar, bite mark that
Hmm.
I guess I had
So it
from it.
seems your friend is connected to the spirit realm, as am I.
Oh,
May you show me where this demon was?
yeah, sure. It was in my room. Follow me.
He stands up, and before he follows you, he looks down and then prays as he's holding his sword. And then he walks, but he walks in this manner that he's kind of hunched forward, and then his head held up high, ready to draw the blade anytime. And every step he takes, silence goes over the room. Right now, you can still hear the bard. Another step. You hear the bard over here on the stage, lesser and lesser, lesser, to the point where you don't even hear the conversations of the other people here anymore. And he's following you.
Do, do, do you hear any? Do you hear anything? Because I don't. Is that normal?
He doesn't open his mouth, but in your mind, you
Here, you hear me.
There- Okay.
Halt. Don't take another step.
and then he moves closer. He draws his sword. In his sword is a blue glowing katana with inscriptions written all over it. I'll just put Estel here so that you can see the scene. And then he asks,
This room, yes?
Mhm.
Hmm. Follow me. Hmm.
and as he's looking around, Serena, roll me a perception check.
Perception.
The candle earlier that fell onto the floor, and there was only one candle on the table. Now there's two. It means as if the candle has never fallen in the first place. And then he looks around.
Sure enough, a demon was just here.
Mm-hmm.
May you tell me, where have you come across such demon?
Well, I guess all this started back in the ruins and some big area that had a whole bunch of fog but nothing in it. And it had some type of tripwire or something like that.
Hmm. I shall see what I can do. May you step out the room, please?
Of course, sure.
And then he starts chanting. And then
Here.
you hear his chant over you as it's echoing through your head as well.
Akumo wo misete yo. Akuma wo misete yo. Akuma wo misete yo rashiteru. Akuma wo misete yo.
And then you hear him taking one other sword out. And then he slashes both swords in the air into an X into the air. Like and then suddenly Serena over here in front of him, you see a darker version of your room through it. And then he starts looking around. And then as you hear the exact same voice earlier, Zuma Oshkara Pushta Mamatakara. The door closes and locks shut. And the only thing you can hear is him fighting inside, slashing. You hear blades and attacks. You hear the demon. Yeah. And then you hear him fighting and groaning. And after a few minutes, the door opens. And he steps outside and tells you,
That demon is no ordinary demon. It has completely latched itself onto you. I tried to sever the bonds in the spirit realm. I managed to slay the demon, but only for his soul to reside in your body. I saw it as I plunged my blade into the demon. His soul was sucked up from inside the room through this door. I assume to you, this demon has been in your body for what I presume more than a day.
Yep.
Otherwise, I don't know how he was able to latch himself onto you that quickly. I'll be willing to help you get rid of this demon.
You know, so
However, first we shall meet my comrade.
okay.
and then he starts walking you guys out into into outside of the inn. Before you guys go out of the inn, he turns around and says,
Shall we wait for the morning or do it now? Does that make any difference?
Um, we can wait for the morning because my friend Hajen, the druid, he might be able to help us even more, and the enchanter as well, just in case.
Understood? Then I will wait here.
and he sits where he was sitting earlier. And then you, Serena, what are you gonna do?
I'm going back to sleep, so I'm just gonna go talk to this girl.
She looks at you, and with a tired look on her eyes, she says,
Um, h- hi. Sorry if I look a bit tired. We've had a lot of customers and it's almost the end of my shift. But if I can help you with anything, let me know.
No, I just wanted to talk honestly.
Oh, okay. I can listen. Uh, What is it that you need? Is there anything bothering you?
No, well, yes and no, but that I can handle. I just wanted to get to know you honestly. That's all.
Oh,
You seem like a cool
my
person.
name is Marodi.
That's
How about you?
that's a nice name, and I'm Selena.
Uh, Nice to meet you, Serena.
So, how
What
long have you
brings you
been?
to Riften? And
Well,
sorry?
no. I'll answer your question. It's fine. But me and my friends came to look for an enchanter that we heard was here in Riften. That's why we're here.
Ah, if you talk to that kind gentleman over there, I heard he knew some enchanters and some mediums here.
Yeah.
Might be able
Uh,
to help you.
yeah. We had a conversation. We're gonna wait till morning to do that, so I can have my friend
Oh,
with
okay.
me. So,
If it's
yeah.
not too private, may I ask what this? Why do you need such of a such an enchanter?
Well, I don't. Well, okay. I don't mind telling you, because why not? Um. Well, when me and my friends were outside the gate for the scavenging team, we encountered some type of demon that latched itself onto me. So my friend, he didn't understand me.
Demon? Say?
Yeah, my friend, he didn't understand me, anything I was saying. Thought I was speaking gibberish. Could barely even look at me, and we all thought he was crazy. Tired from everything that we had just been through. You know, but while I was upstairs trying to sleep, that demon somewhat attacked me in my dream, or at least I thought it was a dream.
That that's horrible. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you. Luckily, I woke up in time, I guess, because it almost got me. But luckily, I woke up in time. But now I can't go back to
Oh,
sleep.
that
Otherwise, I might see it again, and I'm not trying to do that. So now I'm up.
that is understand. Would you want some coffee?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't honestly don't know. I'm all over the place right now, so whatever you think is
Since
best.
you didn't have enough sleep, I was hoping, get some energy from coffee.
You know, if you think I should drink that, then I'm down for it. At this point, I don't know. I don't really have much else to lose.
All right. Here you go.
Mm, thank you so
And then
much.
she hands you over a cup of coffee. All right. Before we go ahead with this part of the story, Esto, let me see where you're at.
Yeah, me.
This is in the middle of the night, and you wake up with a weird feeling around you. You wake up with what you feel like someone is watching you. But then you look around, nothing's there. And then that is when you hear,
My child, enjoying your sleep?
I'm trying to.
Hmm. Forgive me if I cannot provide you a better place to stay. However, I didn't exactly expect for you to ever be here. I'm sure you must have questions. I'm back from my errands and I can answer them now.
What happened after I ran?
Ran from where?
From the mansion? From your butler?
From my estate. When you ran, my dear butler, not that I didn't already know, wanted to seize my riches, my belonging, including you guys. Seize my family. However, he has always disliked how I treated slaves. He believes that slaves must be treated with an iron fist and anger. However, I believe love was the answer. Or so I believed. Now that we still experience love, maybe you do. However, I believe I'm too far gone, my child, to still feel love. I was merely clinging on to my last ray of hope, which was you. I'm sure by now you've realized that I've visited you time and time again as you were growing up.
Yeah, I've realized.
This without reason, my child, as you are the only child that I can monitor. You were the only one that I can try and save from a faith like mine. However, I had to leave you a few years ago. I needed to start an empire. If I wanted to protect my family, I needed to be stronger. And power does not come
without necessary evil, it also does not come without a heavy price.
And what is that price?
The price is my humanity and thousands of blood of people on my hands. I didn't kill them, but I've brought upon pain to them.
How do you control this blood urge?
You must have stronger will. You see, as humans, or so to say, previous humans, we have this thing called instinct that we would constantly fight with the reason. Example, as you were growing up, Esto, I believe I've told you this lesson. You've had a marshmallow on the table. Your instinct is to eat it. But as you were a child, I've taught you the importance of self control. And in order to control that, you must have stronger will than your instinct. However, to have a strong will, you must have a strong goal. In an example, if you're planning to lose weight, no matter how tempted you are by your nature to eat that delicious food, you must not, correct? And in our case, as vampires, we overcome this hunger simply by knowing what you want out of your vampirism. Why did you choose to have it? Why did you choose to forbid your life that I so painstakingly worked so hard for you? If you can answer those questions, if you focus on your goal rather than what's in front of you, think of it this way. If you focus on losing weight rather than the flavor of that food, it's gonna bring you more strength to fight the urge to eat the food, is it not?
It is.
So you must find it within you. What are you fighting for? What do you not want your hunger for blood to destroy? If you can answer that, then you can be free of such hunger, my child. Hmm? Nothing to say?
I'm trying to think of a reason.
While you're thinking of a reason, let me tell you a story, my child. Have you heard the past of your brother.
I haven't heard. What is it?
Hmm, So it seems, a child. Your brother has experienced a great deal of pain throughout the years. It is not because he's a bad person, but it is because the people that were raising him as a child, give me a second, this would be easier for me to explain to you once you know the context.
And then he places his hand onto your forehead and then chants words you cannot hear, but you saw his mouth open. And then suddenly, you remember Ayana. It's still fuzzy, as the magic is still working, but you do remember her.
Do you remember?
Inna, where is she?
Hmm. Seems you do not completely remember yet. Don't worry. Your vampirism will progress into something that will make you remember. But for now, it is enough that you know that you do have a sister. Her name's Ayana. And a brother named Roland. However, from what Roland told me, you were snooping around graves, Estel. I'm sure you've realized that their names are not Von Morton like us. They are Von Hagen, meaning they have a different master. And as you become a vampire, Estel, whoever turned you, you cannot ever, ever, ever disobey, even if you don't want to. For example, Estel, please hit yourself in the head with your fist 5 times.
And then you start beating your own head with your fist, dealing damage to yourself.
Stop. See what I mean? When you are turned by someone, if you hear their voice, or if you have any triggers that they might have put onto your body, you cannot possibly disobey your sire line. That is, unless you've killed them, like I have. Now, no one holds power over me. Now, as I was explaining, my dear Estel, your brother was taken in by John Lautner. I'm sure you know him as you've called him before as Mr. Butler.
I
He
remember.
has, take, he has taken your sister and your brother and sold them as slaves to the Empress. The Empress is who we know as the Vampire Queen, or so they say until I bring them down to the ground. Vera von Hagen. Von Hagen clan, the biggest vampire clan in all of existence in our plane, with over 50 million vampires under her rule, none of which can ever disobey any of her orders, including your brothers. I mean, your brother and your sister. Now, Vera von Hagen has taken something precious from me, the humanity of my children that are the only thing keeping me human. That is when I've rose to power, picking all of the strong to join my side as they share my vision. However, I'm not so naive to let simple, strong people join my side. They are also with a mark. A mark from me, which I am about to give to you right now.
He looks at you in the eye and uses his superior vampiric charm as a high level vampire on you and says,
You are not to ever betray me. And if there's a moment that you will take this piece of potion and shove it down your throat and end your immortality.
and now you are not able to say no to whatever your father asks of you, as he did say you pledge eternal loyalty to him if he turns you. And this is how. He then says,
Right now, even if I do something worse than what I've already done, you cannot do anything about it. For I am your sire, and you cannot disobey my word. So I've used that power. Abused is the better term here, my child. To gather powerful people, not only vampires, as you've met, Chameleona, Faik, and the old mage that I despise. They're all under my rule, but they're people. I've used these powers to not only gather enough men, but also build a kingdom. An example, who do you think made Zaanar, the prowling king? They said, king. Who do you think made that happen? Who do you think chose him to be king?
It was you.
Wonderful. It seems you've now lost your wit and your intelligence from growing up with elves. Correct. 'Twas me. That king owes his allegiance to me. But not only him. I have two more under my belt, which I will not tell you in case you leak information to the enemy. However, war is brewing. I'm sure you've known that the blood moon is rising. That is not our magic. That is not vampiric magic. Someone or something is using forbidden magic to gather forces. I'm sure you've heard of his name because when I turned you, I felt the essence of the Dragonborn. You've heard of Marketh, the undead necromancer, am I correct?
Marquette.
Yes. He is an undead necromancer that rises the dead from the grave. That is, until four guardians stopped him from rising all of them. To an extent, of course. However, that only stops his indirect magic from rising all dead from the ground, but not direct magic. You see, as we speak, Marketh is walking this world, raising the dead and creating more dead by killing people, creating an army. And you know what boosts an undead army's power? A blood moon, for it boosts any undead creature that it touches. However, we return to the topic that I wanted to get back at Vera Van Hagen at the cost of everything and anything for what she has done to my child, or in this case, my children. The moment I kill her is the moment your brother and your sister are released from their eternal slavery from Vera, for they cannot disobey them or her. In this case, it's them. Because she has made my children not only into vampires, she has made Roland, whom you've known as the protector, kill people, good people. She have made Ayana sell her body, but not for gold, for influence and for information. And as the abused and hurt and wound my children, it is only a matter of time until I figure out that is when I attacked her estate, killing most of the men and vampires in that estate. Together, my children back with me, but 'tis without a price. It appears that Ayana has attracted cultists, the cultists of Marketh. They wanted her as a vampire with a soul. Vera sold Ayana to them for a price. Just like a toy being sold in a market, she sold my daughter. And those bastards, they used Ayana for experimentations, repeatedly killing her, as she is the only vampire with a soul, even with the means that would kill you and me. She would stay alive and not die. And that is when Roland saved your sister. However, not without giving up enough essence to open the portal to oblivion, or partially open it. The portal to oblivion not only strengthens vampires, werewolves, and the undead. Oh, by the way, my child, the portal to oblivion is what you know as the blood moon. As those things get stronger, it is without a price, my child, and any soul that dies within the influence of the blood moon slowly but surely opens the portal to oblivion. As it opens, demons are able to get in our world. And that is what I'm trying to prevent. This blood moon. Lesser demons like Rakishes are able to enter our world and feast on people with dread and guilt over them, eventually taking the lives of people if they give in to that demon. However, I've set in motion a plan. I've empowered some people, some units that I call as demon hunters. You would see them strolling around. They are blessed with the blood of an actual demon. They are vampires, but not through my blood, the blood of a demon. The demon slayers that I've put into this city are themselves also demons in a way. It is why they can see them, can cut through the fabric of reality, opening the portal to another world, and fight demons that way. Kill them. That is my first line of defense of whatever Marketh is planning. I have a group of vampires and werewolves roaming around the rift, killing every scourge, skeletons, and zombies before they reach Riften to save the humans. However, of course, vampires and werewolves deserve a payment. And those payment, it pains me to say, but comes in a form of adventurers being sent into adventures to their certain death. So, in exchange for humans, the safety of humans, they also get humans. However, the scum of the scum, the lowest of the low, are my lapdog. I told him to make it a rule in his kingdom to exile all those who break his law, as well as those who break my law, or hang onto the trees around Riften, all for my men to devour. However, because of the blood moon, other factions have started to move. Von Hagen vampires are attacking the rift because they know I am here. Werewolves are attacking the rift as well. Not because they have an actual reason, maybe they do, but they're just mutts looking for meat to eat. So, in order for me to bring about peace, I must kill people in order to feed my own men. And in this case, we're fighting two different sides. Right? We're fighting Vera and her vampires, and Marqueth. It is raising an unfathomable amount of undead to raise the land. And this is why I wanted to make you a choice. You're either with me and be used for my cause, or you will be one that I can use as a fodder to feed my actual men that are fighting for the greater good of the humans. Though I am no longer human, I do value these people, for I do have memories of being a simple human being. And that is when you come in, Estel. You are to be the one that stops this blood moon. You are to be the one that prevents these things from ever occurring again. There are four, actually, sorry, nine different sources of power for this blood moon. One of them is your sister. It's a simple task, really. If only I didn't hold such a bounty on my head, I would do it myself. However, if I die, no one would lead the peace for the humans. So it is up to you, my child. Bring whoever you want to bring. But in order for you to protect this realm and close that portal before it completely opens, spelling the doom of you and me alike, as well as all mankind, you must head over to 9 different dimensions. Yes, you heard me correct. There is one world tree in our dimension, and then 8 more in in other universes. I'm sure you heard of Turhim, that lesser magic that they call this simply but people sifting through the planes. And I have a way to control that. However, first you must find your sister, for she will be the one that enables that for us. Unless she was already captured by Markath, then you shall use me as the battery for the magic. Either way, it's a simple task for you. I will give you a map to the world tree, and all you have to do is burn it down.
Ooh.
Simple, right? Then do that 8 more times. Given you don't die, you will have saved the human lives, I assume. If they stay human, if you take longer than you should. However, story time is over, my child. I have pressing matters to attend to. You have
No, that I got everything.
very well. He looks into your eyes and says, get it done, get it done. Or you are to end yourself if you don't. Farewell now, my child. Uh,
All right. And this is when Hayen finally wakes up and he steps down towards the inn. And Hayen, you see Serena sitting over here waiting for you.
Hi, Suna. How did you sleep?
I just have a thumbs up.
No, that
Knowing,
bad.
knowing he know well. Knowing he know I didn't sleep well.
That bad, huh? Uh, I slept fine.
Another thumbs up. Not sure if we have the paper or not. All right, see ya.
I
Good luck.
I I did give you the paper when you left my room.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, well, then I'm writing it down then. I never went back to sleep.
Okay.
But we do have someone else joining us that can help us with this demon problem.
Oh, who's that?
Some dude. He's over there in the corner.
Okay, I'll go.
If you turn to your left, you'll see him.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, he's coming with us, but I do need to do something before we head to the enchanter real quick.
Okay.
And we need to go to the town square.
Okay. Lead the way.
Alright, come on. Sir? I didn't quite catch your name.
yes.
I don't know your name, so
Name
I'm
is
saying-
Kenji.
Ah.
Yasuha Kenji.
I'm Serena. Okay. I'm Serena.
Pleased to meet you, Serena.
Likewise. And this is my friend I told you about.
I'm
The
Hayen.
druid.
He looks upon Hyan, says,
You bear the mark of shame. You work for the king now, huh?
It it's complicated.
Mark of shame. What is he talking about?
and this is when you look onto Hyan's forehead, Serena, and you see a mark over there. You see it.
Get back to that later. But
Yeah, it's
if
not
you,
important.
it's important, but just not right now. But if you would follow me to the town square after I do what I need to do, we can head to the enchanter, wherever they may be.
Okay.
I shall wait here.
Well, then I'll come back for you then. Hi, Midnight. Hi, buddy. Sleep nice, buddy. Hope you slept good. At least one of us did. Hello, sir.
And then he looks at you with very tired eyes and says,
Is it morning? Oh, forgive me. Your dog is quite active. We were
Yeah.
not able to sleep. He was. I wasn't.
Sorry about that. I haven't been able
Played
to
all night.
walk him as much as I would like to. You know, give us any.
Understandable. Understandable. 'Tis nothing but a pleasure, miss. Do take care of such a wonderful pet for you.
Thank you so much again for keeping him company alongside
he
yourself
nods
as
and
well.
then gives you a smile.
All right. Midnight. Let's go.
Where do you guys go?
I need to go to the town square to see if I can find that man who gave us the men.
What?
The guard or the general, whoever, who told us those were his men that was coming with us.
Oh, all right. There
I
you
don't know
go.
where he's at. I don't know where he's at. It's gonna.
Roll me a perception check for now.
Okay.
It's midnight with you, by the way.
Nice.
You still see him over here, just watching over the bridge.
Hello.
No. Oh. Good morning. I didn't know you were back.
Yeah.
How was the mission?
About that. I need you to gather all of the families of your men that is in town and bring them to the square.
That happened, huh?
Just please. I'll I'll explain everything. Just please.
May you let me have my peace?
Rude. Of course.
I will
Sure.
give you my peace. And then he punches you in the face,
Uh, oh,
dealing 12 damage to you.
can I just live, please? Ow, that hurt.
Forgive me, milady, but they were my men. I were at their weddings. I knew their children.
You know what? You know what? Sorry. Sorry. Anger just came out. Try not to do that again, okay? Because you might not live.
I would rather not live. And then he starts walking around gathering people. And now, after like 15 minutes, everybody gathers around you. Everybody's over here out in the market, and you're standing on the stairs. Everybody's here. There's like 30, 20 feet people there.
Is there something I
What do
can
you
get on
do?
like top of, like this right here, so I can just see
You can
everyone?
stand on top of the well over
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, then I'm gonna stand on top of the well then.
All right. You stand on top of the well. What do you do?
I take a small breath and breathe. Now, you all may be wondering why I called you here this early in the morning. I'm not sure if they were all men or not. I don't know. Y'all do y'all. As you know, they went on the scavenging team with myself and my two comrades. While we were out, we got ambushed in a abandoned town with a lot of fog and we couldn't see. And we tried to fight as many as we could, but we kept getting surrounded and we kept getting plucked off one by one. Now,
And then this is when you see some of the mothers start telling their children to go and play so that they wouldn't have to hear the
I'm hoping the
news.
kids wasn't there. Oof, big
Well,
oops.
they're not there now.
Okay, cool. Okay. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, why didn't we try to save them? Why aren't they here? How did they die? But they died as honorably as they could. We all fought as much as we could before we had to retreat, and unfortunately, they didn't make it out with us. And I know it doesn't mean much for me to say this, but I
And
the
then
guilt.
a woman yells, "All of them died, but you didn't?"
We almost died ourselves, okay? Like, this hurts me just as much as you guys. I didn't know them obviously as much as you guys do, but this hurts me. More people have died under my command than I would ever hope for. People I love have died when I didn't want them to. Okay? I know how it feels to lose someone you love. More than more than you probably know or will ever know. But it's what happened, and I'm truly, truly sorry. And we tried our hardest to get everyone out. It just didn't work out that way. We couldn't see. There was a lot of fog. We kept getting surrounded. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And then some of the wives burst in tears. The mothers that have white hair, the fathers that barely look they can stand, they start to turn away. Some of them toss some of the fruits at you. Some of them try to spit at you before walking away.
I'm sorry.
But then some of the people are also trying to protect you, saying, "Our husbands wouldn't want us to disrespect what they died protecting," they said. So some of them are starting to erupt in a fight. Some of them are trying to get to you. Some of them are protecting you. And some of them are just trying to step away and run. Some of them are picking up their children while crying, running to their houses. Some of them fall on the ground with shame on their faces, as well as extreme sadness. What do you do?
No, this must come. will come a day that you will move on and it will get better. It may not come today, it may not come tomorrow, it may not come in a year, but one day you have that one day where you forget and then you move on. And I know they would want that for you too. Again, I'm sorry. I will avenge them as best as I can, even if it means my life. And I guarantee on that. I'm sorry. Let's go.
And that is when you start walking away. Where you guys go
I'm
now?
just gonna run back.
All right.
Hey, let's go. All right, Kenji, it's time.
Very well.
As he stands up, he takes another sip of ale and then walks out with you.
Follow me.
And then you start walking for like what felt like 15 minutes as you're just basically going around areas you haven't seen before, going through uh, areas that you think shouldn't actually exist because there were some pathways that you were able to pass through, but it was like it's a wall that you were able to walk through. So there were a lot of illusions taking place. However, you guys managed to reach this location. Before you guys head in. Alright, I'll put you guys here. And Kenji enters the area first and he says,
Hmm. He's here. I can feel her.
and then he walks over and looks around. He pulls his sword out and writes in ink on this piece of paper.
Effeth!
I summon thee.
And then he stabs the piece of scroll. Then this woman appears. Ethos Vash. She looks around and points at you and then does the come here motion with her fingers.
She cannot speak, milady. Please approach.
Okay.
And then she holds up her hand in front of you. Uh Giving you this feeling that she wants you to hold your hand. She wants to hold your hand as well. What do you do?
Give her my hand.
You give her your hand. And then she dips your hand in ink. And then she starts chanting. However, the way she chants is she opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. She's just chanting there randomly. Seemingly ineffective, however, that is when the room starts to change in color. The room starts to glow with magic around it. And then she looks at you and then slaps your hand down to the parchment and then swipes it across. And then as she swipes it across, the ink creates this particular image. The ink that was from your hand created this shape, this demon. And then Kenji approaches and says,
Yes, a demon has latched itself to this poor woman. I tried to slay it, but the process has been completed. The demon is completely latched onto the woman, and I am not able to slay it.
and then this woman, her face becomes eerily focused and almost almost scary in a way, because the way she's focusing right now, it's like she's angry, but at the same time, she's trying to help. So she gestures that you follow her, and she starts to approach the stairs. And then with her hands, she stops everyone else from following other than you.
Okay.
And then you go down the stairs.
Oh, bueno.
All right, let me just get her character again. These two are not really here. I just wanted them
See what's
to
going on.
see. Yes. She gestures for you to follow. And then she closes her eyes and then starts chanting. This is when the vision of the room starts to change, and this happens. It is now a completely different room than you were in before. She tells you with her fingers to step in the middle
Okay.
of the circle. Then she cuts her own hand with a dagger while spinning around you several times, probably like 10 to 20 times. And then, as she's spinning around you 20 times, she's dripping her blood around you. And with that, the room starts to darken, and then that sigil on the ground starts to glow. And with it glowing, the colors start to change into a horrible looking color, a purplish red glow. Some tears fall down her eyes. She approaches you, asks for your hand.
Here,
You give your
I'm
hand.
gonna give her. Yeah, I'm gonna give her my hand.
You give your hand, and she also cuts your hand open. She mixes your blood with hers and then squeezes it. As she's holding your hand, she's kind of making you turn while she's walking around you, creating a circle of blood of yours and of
In,
hers around you.
I was saying inside of hers. Okay, gotcha. Right through.
And this is when the room glows even brighter than it was earlier. And now you hear a familiar voice, your mother calling out your name. And this is when a mark on your chest appears and glows bright blue and then settling at a yellow hue. With a surprised look on her face, she touches your forehead.
Your mother. She's she's entwined to you spiritually. Who is your mother?
She, well, I'm technically not from here. She's a paladin. Yeah, I was teleported here when I was 14. Yeah,
Ah,
when I was 14.
very well.
She takes your hand away from um from your head, and as she pulls away her hand, you start to hear the demon whispering in your ear. Once again, the same demon as last time. But this time you hear your mother saying, Serena, run away. I'll handle it. Serena? Serena! And you
Mom,
hear it echoing in your mind. And then you have a vision over here. There's a demon standing as it tries to jump and lunge at you to strike you within the blood that is surrounding you. Your mother appears out of it, but for a split second, wielding her healing blade. She slashes towards the demon and continues her slash, healing you for 20 health, and then once again vanishes. And that is where we end
oh,
our session for
damn it,
tonight.
damn it.
Wow. Okay.
But what about Serena's mom?
Right, that's what I want to know.
So wait, I
Oh,
basically,
tomorrow.
I basically this session I swam in the well for a minute and then I slept.
Yes. Don't worry.
Nice.
Next session is gonna be mostly on your perspective.
Well,
Trust me. It's
I
gonna
I
be
want my
great.
stuff back. I'm hungry.
Don't worry, you're gonna get a chance to get them.
A chance, and I'm just going to fail
It
after I
was
get like a nat one.
as long as you don't roll on that one, you're gonna be fine.
As long.
I mean, it's only a 5% chance. It's
Only.
just a 5% chance to roll on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll hit it.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you won't. But yeah, the next session, you guys are all gonna slowly hit your power ups, and we're gonna explore more of Hyen's backstory and how it ties into the different vampire factions and how the power dynamic of each actually influenced the rift and the actual province of Skyrim.
Lordy.
And you, Serena, your mother.
Your mother. Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
You're
well,
crazy, mom.
hold up now. What you not gonna do? She healed me for full with that healing blade. I love her so much. I did such a good job with that.
Can she heal me more often?
Add her to the party.
Seriously, we need it.
She would be too overpowered for us. I'm sorry.
Nah, you could seduce her.
That is true.
Good as
What?
of the character. Wait a minute.
Wait.
That didn't sound right.
Wait.
That didn't sound right. That did not sound right at all.
With a 16 on charisma, he seduces your mother. I'm kidding.
Aww. Alright.
I'm gonna see you guys in 2 days.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
ya.